There we go. While we're waiting, see who else shows up. What's happening with you? What are you finding is working, not working? Questions?
Actually, I I have not been doing a lot in LinkedIn. In the past few weeks, I've been distracted. Me and my wife, we are doing more in person and like
Mhm.
prospecting. But I and then because I also like it's not an excuse, but my younger brother came. It's a holiday and that kind of thing. But I wanted to come back again to LinkedIn, and I'm uh before I think I mentioned to you that I kind of like when I requested connection without like having the relationship building first.
Yeah,
Now people are coming to connect with me. Like
yeah,
this connection requests are coming through. So I have
good.
list of people that coming, but I'm still wanted to do the relationship because I it looks like sorry, it do not looks like so I believe it's a better way to build the relationship.
Yeah,
I'm going to do more of that video response, like oh thanks for connecting with me, and I hope we can chat soon. Those short
yeah,
video seems like it's um I don't know from my own I feel I like it. I like to do that. So
yeah,
that's what I will like. That's what I will do.
yeah. And that it does. It's I think that this style, at least for me, it lets me do the activities I enjoy doing that open up a door, like give me enough room to be able to ask somebody for a connection and a phone call, you know.
Yeah.
I just did another one, I don't know, in the last 30 minutes. It was somebody who viewed my profile and sent him a message with a connection request. They accepted. I referenced something about their about section in my message to them. We were going back and forth on coffee. I asked for a call. We have a call. He's a CEO of a company, and would it become something? I don't know. But what I like about it is that it is. Oh, thanks, Tom. Um, it is another conversation, another relationship. I may get a referral out of it. I may get multiple referrals out of it. I may get his business down the road. I may get his business now. I've got a scheduled call with him for next week now, so we never know. So that's what I really want to impress upon with you guys is that opportunity. So, okay, well, slow crew today. Oh, James is wrapping up a call. He's on his way. But what I wanted to talk about today is um, publishing content of some sort is got to be our first motion because it gives us opportunity for people to engage with us. With the second motion being go out and comment on other people's posts, because what happens a lot is then people come and see your profile because you commented on somebody else's post. And I don't know if I'll be able to show the exact process of this in my notifications, but a lot of times, I think it happened earlier today, where I commented on somebody's post, and then the original person commented back, and I commented again, and then I see people from the comments or his likes viewing my profile.
Uh,
Right. So a lot of what we want to be doing is how do we create activity that gets people to view our profile, connect with our content, or anything like that, so that we then have a little bit of an open door to send them a message And whether it's connect or if they're already a connection, ask for a call. So I was going to start today talking about posts and creating a hook and a CTA, a call to action inside a post. I hope that that's valuable. A few people I think had responded back in our group chat that was a good topic. So what I'm going to do is let me share my screen, and we're just going to have a little bit of fun today. May not be quite as structured as some of my training has been in the past. But let me show you some of the things like I would do or I would see. One of the ways that I help train myself to figure out what a good hook is to, oh, that's Nora's thing. Okay. One of the ways that I train myself to see what a good hook is to just go through the news feed. And I don't spend a lot of time in just the news feed. You know, I use fist bump and I go to very specific people's posts. But sometimes I will spend some time in the news feed and just scroll through and see. Gotta give a like to Butch. Butch is on here, but see what type of post captured my attention in order to emulate it. And you know, a lot of times when you scroll through, you're just like, okay, boring. Like, what captures your attention? And a lot of times, I want to pull this one up. Was it his or this one? Josh has been doing some really good hooks lately. So you look at this on this post. Deep down, we all know that's just a matter of time, that not prioritizing health will come back to bite us in the right. Where's the other one? Oh, here we go. Your brain may be dirty and putting you at high risk for neurodegenerative disease. Stuff like that. I wanted to give up so many times in my life. Like, this is the first thing that you see. And it, you know, the hook is designed to get people to click see more. Right? When people start to click see more, number one, it does influence the algorithm. It starts to share with the algorithm like, hey, people are engaging with this post. Therefore, show it to more. But the other thing is it increases the likelihood that they're going to comment or like, and it influences the algorithm to show it to more people. So it helps us win, right? The more people we get seeing our content, the more people engage with our content. The more people engage with our content, the more people view our profile, the more opportunities we have to send out connection requests to people. So this is what I like about doing a hook at the top, something that is intriguing. It stops them in their track. The term that I've learned is called pattern interrupt. When people are just going through, and you guys know a lot of people do this, even though I don't teach this, that you just go scroll through the news feed, be more strategic with your time, but scroll through the news feed. And this is what people do and see, does this capture your attention between the picture and the words up here? Does it capture your attention while you're scrolling? Like this one here, like DMAX, excuse me, they're a client of mine. I really like them. They're great people. But DMAC holiday dinner and a play button doesn't really capture my attention. Right. What are some things, guys, that capture your attention when you're scrolling through the news feed?
It has to be a great question. Then of course the question is what is a great question? What's that look like?
Sure.
Something that arouses makes me lean in and be curious.
Yeah.
Like what's that mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Dave, about curious, right? curiosity.
Curious.
Attracts attention, and you're trying to get attention, and curiosity attracts attention.
Right.
The one I put up yesterday, the hook was cats love boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about out of box thinking is where I was going with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I think 2 months no seizure medication. Does that capture your attention in the picture form? Right. It's playing around and testing different things. And look, kind of like I put in the group, whatever it was the last couple of days. I mean, sometimes we just miss. My other group where I learned from a lot of guys like Darren McKee. A lot of people in there are saying the algorithm was just drunk this week. Like posts were being really, really suppressed, and it happens. But I think that call to action is a combination of what do we write up in the first 2 to 3 lines. And it's usually, a line, a space, and a line that will capture their attention with words. And then what can we do to capture their attention with pictures? So let me just I'm going to go through my news feed a little bit, and you guys tell me if anything captures your attention. Right. I love Carson. A grainy old photo. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to capture my attention or not. Depends on who's in it.
From my perspective too, I think if Daniel Williams, he reposted something from another person, if I see somebody that I know or that I'm interested in, I am interested in who they're commenting or reposting. So I have Brian Runk, engineering, leadership. So sometimes I get derailed and go down a rabbit hole, but that's just from my perspective because of my MO, why I'm on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. What is your MO?
Connect with other influential people and build awareness around myself and my company to generate revenue.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So really, guys, the CTA, I'll just reiterate it. Some of you guys came on a little bit today. I want to talk about is using our post and our comments, but I'm focused right now on our posts to get more people that see our post, engage with our post, or view our profile. Because once we get more people doing that, it gives us that little bit of an open door to then send them a message that can create the conversation. Now, we don't do this with everybody, but what we want to do is create those opportunities. So everything that we do around publishing content and commenting for me is all about creating opportunities that I can walk into. That open door, whatever the right terminology is for you, get that in your mind. My activity on LinkedIn is designed to create opportunities for me to take a little bit of an opening and turn it into a conversation with people that I want to talk with. Okay. A couple different ways that we do that, but starting with the CTA and the pictures are the very first step. And one of the things that I've noticed lately too, CTAs, absolutely, like every post I'm doing right now has some sort of a CTA. When I catch myself sometimes, I just start writing, like I go into the educating mode and I forget to put a CTA. My posts just they tank. They just don't do as well. It seems silly, but it's really the way to capture people's attention.
Can you show some examples of, if it's your post, what you think are good calls to action?
Yeah.
And how do you define a call to action? For me, it's telling them to do something.
Yeah.
It's like an instruction, right?
Yeah. So my CTAs will come at the end, and usually my CTAs, I'm not shy about it anymore. My CTAs are comment something. Because what I find is if you don't tell people what to do, people are really scared to comment anyway. So
Mhm.
I use my CTA as an opportunity to invite people to comment every day. And
Mhm.
even then, not everybody does it, but more people comment than don't, because I add that CTA to comment. And I try to be more creative with it, you know, based on the post. Like, what are some things that they can comment on? I think I did one a little bit ago where I did the picture of the cat and dog, our cat and our dog, that were, you know, they come over every day when I make a sandwich. They come into the kitchen and sit there and stare at me. And I think my CTA was, you know, was who's your office mate or something like that, you know, and just trying to get people to be more engaging. But I believe that the fear of commenting and publishing content for most people is still so high that they don't do it. But when you give them that invitation, hey, comment below and say this, or comment below and tell me that, or whatever it may be, I see that it does create an uptick in comments. Okay, and I can go through. Hannah's been doing some really cool hooks lately, and I'll show you guys mine too, but I like to show other people's to get different ideas. I needed this printed out in front of me. In every coaching session, a coach recently gave me this feedback from my email. Like, okay. That one's interesting. Interesting question. Curious picture. Does it get you to click see more?
Let's see the call to action on that.
Well, I'm looking at hooks right now,
Sure.
but I don't know if she has
Oh,
call to
okay.
action.
Okay.
Yeah. How masterful are you? Yeah, it's pretty good. How many can you check off?
Mhm.
Yeah. You know, it creates a path for people to comment. And I think that's really what we're trying to do. Let me see. Let me look at a couple more of hers. You need to see this today. I find the, like, you need to do this stuff doesn't work very well for me. Of course, if I'm not careful, I can be more authoritarian in my voice, and I've got to be very aware of that. And nobody really likes to be told what to do, but they like to be invited into opportunities, is my opinion. And, you know, this one had to be good for her. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, anytime we can take pictures of like our kids or our dogs or real life stuff and then relate it to a business something, they tend to do really well. I'll go show you guys mine the last couple of days. You know, you guys heard me in the community saying my numbers were tanking this week. And I was trying to figure out, like, okay, what do I do to kind of interrupt that? Because I'm over the last 3-4 days, the algorithm's learning that my content's not very engaging. So I needed to do something to like bump it up. And honestly, when I need a bump, I go to my wife, I go to my kids, and I go to informal clothing outside of my office. That makes sense? Those things tend to work more. I'll go outside, and when I'm taking the dog for a walk, snap a picture outside the office, do a video outside the office. I want to start incorporating doing more little videos from my Jeep. And it's cheesy, I know, but I was like, hey, Jeep thoughts. Like, don't you guys, when you're driving and you're alone and all of a sudden you have all these great ideas? Well, hey, I'm going to turn on my camera and I'm going to start sharing those ideas with you guys when I have them, type of thing.
Brandon, curious, why do you think that resonates with viewers, right? You said casual clothes, family, it's the emotion, the heart.
It's human. It's human. You know, I mean, I always go back to the same stuff. So if I bore you, I'm sorry, but I still think it's the right answer. If we go have coffee with a client or we go to lunch with a client, what % of the conversation do we have that's business related? Normally,
10, 20.
Yeah. Right. And that's what we want to do because we want to connect with them. Like that's our strategy, is to connect with them. And most people, and not everybody, I mean, we've all had that experience where you try to connect with someone personally and it's all business all the time. That happens. But for the most part, people are curious about other people's lives and what the real stuff looks like. And I think that's why picture outside the office, family, kids, hobbies, volunteering. Excuse me. I think another one is well, I'll tell all you guys too. I'm on a new medication for my blood sugar stuff that makes me burp all the time. So there's just my general like, excuse me. I'm like got heartburn all the time. It's killing me. It doesn't help that I drink, a pot of decaf every day too. Yeah, I think that's a reason why. What do you guys think? Why? Like, what stuff do you tend to engage with more, and why?
Well, it's exactly what you said. I mean, we're all going to be different, but I think, but the human part of it has to be something that I can identify with, and that's going to be different for everybody. But that's why I think I should be doing different things.
Hmm.
A guy a CEO sitting in his office with a shirt and tie on, possibly, that's not going to catch my attention as much as this picture right here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's identification, and everybody's different. So which means that I got to do different things to connect with different types of people, and that all goes back to, like you said, Brandon, you're repeating it all the time, but really what it is just be human.
Yeah. That
The guy you had on, the gentleman you had on the podcast yesterday, he was great. He was great. He's just awesome. I love the message he had, which was really just be human.
Yeah. I loved everything about the show yesterday. And no, I don't mean any disrespect to Carson, but I think what Carson does is so out there that it's hard for people to resonate with it, and it is impressive when you say he closed a 9-figure deal, but I don't think I'm ever going to close a 9-figure deal in my life because I don't sell enterprise level solutions. So I think Greg's message yesterday was really, really good. And it was very simple. Right? He just started showing up. Go ahead, James. Sorry.
Do you count behind the decimal with 9 figures? Are you allowed to do that?
You count.
That would be a good hook.
Yeah, that's a great hook. I love it.
So
Yeah.
I come from it from more of a part of my background is anatomy, physiology, neuropsychology, and when you're thinking about the literal platform, the scrolling, the physical action and what it's doing to the mind and the brain, getting it to stop, right? It's the dopamine hit, right? It's the chemical release.
Mhm.
And how often, what period of time are people looking at LinkedIn? It's maybe late at night before they're going to bed, or maybe when they're trying to get a quick break or escape when they're in the office, so they can look like they're maybe doing something work related, but trying to get a little bit of escape. I don't know. I'm totally pulling this out of left field. I have nothing to really back this up on, but just speaking from my own personal experience. So I think that potentially the reason why those more informal posts relate is because it's hitting that dopamine, that little bit of escape, that a little bit of relief from what I'm having to deal with, the current stresses of the day. I don't know. Just thought that
Yeah.
I'd serve that up and see what you
Yeah,
guys
I think it's both, and to be honest, I think that's accurate, James. I also think like let me find this one. These are the posts that didn't do so well.
How did the Mandarin one do? That was awesome. That was hilarious. I thought that
Yeah,
was,
so like this one here, I like this one, and the reason I'm showing it is it was more educational, like I was teaching something, right? And it didn't do bad. I mean, I've settled in and I'm okay with it. I'm not too worried about it. The algorithm changes, whatever it was a few months ago, where I used to be, I don't know, 3 to 5,000 impressions on average per post. Now I'm like 1 to 3,500 per post. And it's just the new reality. It's okay. I'm not one that's like, I don't have to be an influencer. I need to be influential with a set group of people. And right now, what I'm doing is creating, I bet I have 6 to 8 new conversations a week. So I'm not too worried about the impressions, but I do look at it because it's the impressions help create the opportunities. So this one was very educational. I like this hook. Profile views are like gold. Knowing how to create profile views, like telling them, I'm going to tell you how to do that, is an important skill. Right? Set it up to teach them something. Mandarin one, on the other hand, I think I'm going to use it again later because it didn't do as well as I thought it could. But I was fluent in Spanish. I thought that would be a good hook. Not so much anymore. Like, how do you not be as fluent? And I thought that would do that. And I put the joke at the bottom. I think if I put the joke at the top, I might, it might do better. So I've actually tagged this one and I've got it in my rotation to try it again later because the picture is great. Right? I love the picture. So, and by the way, what I've been doing is I go to like BuzzFeed. I've got an app on my phone that's called Smart News on my iPhone. And they've got these random feeds that I wouldn't normally have gone to. There's there's a meme one and there's BuzzFeed and others. But I go through there and I look because I find things like I've got a bunch of them over the last couple of weeks because I saw an article on the top 20 funny animal pictures from the year. And it was like a contest. Photographers put all these in for contest. And I scroll through it. And when I see a picture that I think could be interesting to use in social, I snap it on my phone. I size it on my phone and I save it into a social media folder on my phone. And then some mornings where I go, man, I don't know what to post. I just start scrolling through those and I find a photo that go, oh, that's kind of interesting. What could I share around that? And usually I can get something that comes together and I post it up there. And that's where I think I got this picture from I think it was a dad joke feed. And it was the picture. And then above the picture, it actually said, I told my kids I could speak Mandarin. This is me saying hi in Mandarin, but I cut it where I got rid of what he said about it and just saved the picture and put it on my phone. Okay. Tactically, see, this one was a turd. I thought that would be interesting, and it was a total turd. I tried, didn't work. So what questions you guys have right now? I want to show you the tactical part of viewing profiles and other things. But what questions?
The recording will be in the community, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to throw out to everybody on the call here today, I would like to use you guys to give me some feedback on what I'm doing, and I'll put it in the community if you would, and I'll provide you feedback as well if you will, because I really love getting feedback.
Yeah. And throw them in the chat channel in LinkedIn. I know it could get a little annoying and get big, but I just find that when we try to use this Selling 2.0 community, less people log in over there. So we'll just throw it into LinkedIn. Okay.
That'll work too.
Cool. Any other questions on hooks and call to actions? I can talk a little bit more about call to actions. I guess we didn't, I don't know how it, did that make sense? I'm not giving you guys formulas because I want it to be a little bit more natural for you. And James, you're funny, man. Use funny. You know, Adam, you're funny too. Use funny. Go with it. Dave, you've been very creative with your posts lately, like your pictures, like the cats in the box and things like that. Like, use what feels natural to you guys.
Adam, I think you gave me his recommendation on that, the hammock one. I was actually thinking about, I almost pulled the trigger this weekend, and then like we discussed last week, getting overthinking and whatever else. So, kicking myself over the past couple of days. I'm going to fire that one, coming soon. But the thought that I had was, you're relaxing and then the bottom falls out. What do you do? Make it more of like a mindset
Mhm.
kind of thing. Like, how do you react? What can you control?
Yeah.
Stuff, you didn't get the deal, you didn't get the investors, you didn't get the whatever. How do you handle this situation? So, more of an encouragement kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
And at the end of the day, your ass is still going to hurt, but how do you stand up and walk away from it, right?
that's right. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, Dave.
Is there a reason, Brandon, that you don't use a lot of videos? I mean, personal videos?
For a while there, I was seeing a decline in engagements on video. And I just shifted toward, my thinking was, Dave, that with the show and the shorts that we share from the show, people were just saturated with videos from me. So I moved away from it and started using more selfie pictures and written posts just for variety. But I have upped my game on sending videos in direct message. So I'm going to share this with you guys too, if you like this concept. So the look at who's viewed your profile, look at who's liked your post and who's commented on your post. And if they're people you want to talk to, send them a message. Right. So in this case, and I haven't done this yet, but look at this. I had 2 people repost, and I've had 19 comments, and 27 people have liked it. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at the repost. And Robert, love Robert, great guy. Don't need to reach out to him right now. He's not a potential customer for me, but he's a friend. Dean, and I already did this earlier, Dean shared it. And so I went, sorry. Oh, it was Amazon. Sorry, I saw through my my monitor reflection, somebody walking behind me. It scared me, but she was just walking to the front door. So anyways, with Dean, let me leave that there and I'll come over here. Here's the conversation flow that I did with Dean today. Moved into, thanks for the comment. I forgot to respond to the share. He responded. I sent him a video. As you guys can see, I mean, I sent it just a little bit ago, right before we got on. Hey, this video message was awesome. Thank you. I found doing videos, and asking him for a call. Here's one. I didn't do the video, but same thing. Oh, I shared a post with him though. But it started with, he actually sent me one. That was it. He commented on one of my posts and then he sent me one because he liked my headline. Thought my headline was funny. And he called me the Crow. And now sent me his details. He's the CEO of a company, and we're scheduling a call for next week. So tactically, one, go to your page. If you don't have Navigator, this isn't going to work nearly as well. Not Navigator, but Premium. This won't work as well. Go to your analytics. Who's viewed your profile? Oh, did you notice this, Adam? Remember, I was down 12 something percent, and now I'm only down 7.2%. Right. But
Nice.
go who's viewed your profile. You can just show the past 14 days. You don't need everybody. It just loads faster. And you go through and you can see, I've already done this today, but you see here, salesperson. And a lot of these came from the show yesterday. I got a whole new audience of people because Greg's in manufacturing. And so I come through and you can see I've already sent him a connection request. This one, I think I chose not to, but scroll down and you put your cursor over their name and right click and open in a new tab. Maybe I didn't see this one yet. Take a look. Like for me, lots of followers, could be influential. I read their headline to see if it's interesting versus static, boring business stuff, just so I know. Look at their title. I'll generally also click on the company and go see how many employees they have, just so I know what I'm dealing with and make a decision. Is this somebody that is a good ICP for me? Or is this somebody who's potentially a good networking person for me for potential referrals? Maybe even I can refer to them, right? It's not just one way. And then if it is, then I'll come in here and do the connection. Let me show you this too. I look quickly at their about section, see if there's anything personal to connect with. And if not, then I just use the, hey, you looked at my profile. He's got 3 kids. Maybe I'll say, I am not standardized on that. I kind of let whatever my mood is at the time lead me. So it's more natural and normal and human. And off it goes.
Brandon, I did that last night about 9 o'clock after I watched the recording of the show yesterday, and I looked through the people who had signed up, and I also looked at the people who had commented, and I sent requests, and I'm getting responses.
Yep. Perfect. Yeah, that's the value. And James, when we kick off your show next month, that's the thing that Reem will be doing for you is we'll go to I'll show you if you guys want to see it. And you can do that. Well, let me show you this because I think this is more applicable for you guys right now. I showed you looking at the people that reposted it, but then come in and look at all the comments. I think I did this one. Now, this doesn't have to be first connections. I think one of them down here I looked at was, yeah, she's a second connection, so I'm not connected to her. I responded to her comment. I chose not to send her a connection request. I just didn't want to take my time to do it because she's a bookkeeper. not really somebody I'm going to have a conversation with. So I commented to be polite and keep the conversation going. Plus, I don't like anyone to come into my feed and see somebody commented where I didn't comment back. I don't want anyone to see that. But I didn't send her a connection request. But looking at this, Matt, he and I are chatting. I didn't realize he was second. I'll send him a connection. In fact, because I've already gone back and forth with him, I'm not even going to send a note. We've already chatted a few times. But you can look in here and think, I mean, they might be first connections already, but there's somebody you've never spoken with. They're a first connection and somebody you really want to speak with. They're a potential client, or you see them as a potential referral for a client. Use this. This is why I talk about you've created your post and their comment has created a little bit of an open door. Walk in it. Send them a message. Hey, in fact, I think I'm going to do it with Crystal. Crystal herself isn't going to be somebody that could be a potential customer, but the CEO of her company could be a good fit for our concierge program. So I met her once at a conference. I haven't seen her in my newsfeed for a little bit. Send her a message and use that as an opportunity to say, hey, Crystal, it's been a little while. You want to get on a call and catch up type of thing. And then the last opportunity is doing the same thing with the likes, which there always tends to be more. What I've tended to do lately is I scroll down to the bottom because that's where the second connections are.
Mhm.
So I go down and see who they are. Like this one's going to be great. He's a founder, STEM Solutions. Interesting. Again, right click, open in a new tab. Let's go see who Brad is. Look at his company. He's the founder of it. Oops. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I'll click on there just to go see 2 to 10 employees. And then nothing personal in here to connect with. But he opened a door, so I'm going to walk through it. Then I close the tab and I keep going down the list. I think this is not I think, I mean, I'm doing this for a few hours every day in the midst of all my other stuff. But it's, go
Sorry,
ahead.
Brendan.
No, go ahead.
Could you speak to maybe your system or method of keeping up with? I mean, do you have a system or method of keeping up with who you talk to, when you talk to? Do they go on a prospect list? Do they get put into a funnel tickler?
Yeah.
I mean, like if we're going all the way back to the beginning, like we're making comments and we're connecting with people so we can build relationships, so we can carry it down to $1 somewhere,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, so the first thing I'm doing is trying to convert this activity into immediate conversations, and then based on what they do or don't do, determines where I put them. If they're open to a conversation, I will put them into my database, into my CRM. I've been asking people lately, like, hey, you mind if I put you in my database to get my newsletter? And that's where more of my educational stuff is. Give them an opportunity to say no. I think it's just polite these days. But give them an opportunity to say yes too. And then I put them in there. But this is where I'm asking for the call. And if I get the call, then I'm moving forward as an opportunity. right? I don't treat that first call as an opportunity call. I'm not in sales mode, but in the back of my mind, I'm saying, how do I convert this conversation into a sales opportunity? And where I can, I take it. Okay. But if not, then I will ask them, hey, can I throw you in my database, keep you up to date? Send a lot of educational stuff in there, put them in my CRM. And then once they're in my CRM, I use Pipedrive. That's where I'm managing everything. Do I want to bring it back up? And when I put them in Pipedrive too, I am adding their LinkedIn profile URL. If they're really a high target, I put them into Fistbump. And I'm using Fistbump for my commenting. And a lot of times, so let me take he hasn't connected yet, but I'll show you what I do is I'll look at Brad's activity. Let me go look at all of his posts. Okay. 2 days ago, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Not great though. They're all like recruiting, currently looking for people. Not ones that are going to be really valuable for me to go engage with. So if I really want to stay top of mind with them, then I would go look at what their company does. And if their company is doing anything at all interesting, which they're not, everything seems to be me, and we're recruiting. Yeah, not much. I wouldn't put them in Fistbump because I don't want to waste my time. James, does that answer your question or not deep enough?
Yeah, no, it does. Look, I like to go down rabbit holes and I like numbers and details. So yes will be the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's, every step of the way there becomes an A and a B option, right? I ask them for the call. They either say yes, or they say no, or they ignore me. And then I decide if they ignore me, I don't put them in my CRM. I don't even think about putting them in Fistbump. It was as deep and as that relationship was going to go right now.
Right.
I can always pick it back up later. If they say no for whatever reason, I may still put them into CRM. If they say yes to the call, then the outcome of that call determines my next step. And my options are put them in Fistbump, stay top of mind, put them in CRM, stay top of mind that way. That's generally it. But both of those are with the focus of how do I get to that next call opportunity or referral.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. You got it. Any questions, guys? I have a question for you. This format of teaching, training you guys, is it resonating? Is it good? Is it working? You want something different?
I like it. I like being shown examples of what you're teaching, and then that you're doing it and actually seeing it. That works great for me.
You like it better than what we did before, Dave? With walking through slides, like click this, click that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is more hands-on. This is practical. Like, I mean, I take action on what you're doing. I look at it later and go, okay, yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Cool.
Much better than slides.
Got it. Youngki, is it working well for you?
Yeah, I'm new to this and I just was absorbing and I like the practical, like what Dave mentioned. And then I feel I can do this too.
Cool. Okay. Any other, is it not work for anybody? I'm open to that as well.
I like them.
Cool.
I think having a small format is good. When you get to too big of groups virtually, potential downside is not having enough time for maybe certain people to speak up or ask a question or not get clarification. That could be a potential hindrance in the future. But
Yeah.
I mean, this is a really intimate setting, so
Yeah.
I feel comfortable asking the kind of questions that I want.
Yeah, and where I'm going to take it to is we'll keep doing this, but I'm going to show you guys. We've got some releases coming with Fist Bumps AIQ, and I'll walk you guys through that as well and how to use it, because what I'm using in our beta right now is actually helping me be even more time efficient. And so I'll show you guys how to do that also. Adam, what you laughing at there?
A friend of mine is cracking me up on my phone.
Nice.
I was telling him I need a new YouTube handle because my YouTube handle is super obsolete. And so I was like, what should it be? And he goes, small head, big heart. I just sent him the middle finger emoji.
I think you should run.
Nah.
Nice.
Uh,
All right, guys, what
so.
else can I help with today? Oh, I wanted to show you one other thing. This is my setup.
Can you take it off screen share so we can see it better?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Thank you. All right. So this is, I can send you a link to it. It's a little tripod. It's a little selfie stick, and it extends to a full selfie. But I like the tripod because I leave it next to my computer like this. And then what I do is when I want to send somebody a video, I go like that, because a square video is better in LinkedIn and in email or in text. And then when I go to send it, I put it here because you can only send videos through the LinkedIn mobile app. You can't send video direct message online. And it comes with this little remote. So what I can do is, all I have to do is get to the camera, and then I think it's on video. Is it on video? Yeah. There. You see, I click the remote, it starts recording. I just keep it in my hand. I click it, it ends, and I have my video done. And then and actually I would record this way so it's square, and then go this way to go back to LinkedIn and send it in a direct message.
Awesome.
If you guys want it, I grabbed the.
Yeah, put it in there, please.
Yeah, you got it. Copy. That's it in chat.
This is very high value, Brandon. Thank you.
You got it.
I love when you give examples. I watched the recording last night, as I mentioned. You could snap a video this morning just saying what I picked up from the show yesterday. And yeah, I forget how you said that, but just live examples is cool.
Yeah, and actually, you know what's yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well, I did that yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw the show, but I said, from a practical example, when the show's over, just grab your phone and say, hey, I watched the show and here's 2 or 3 nuggets that I learned from it. I actually did that yesterday when the show was over. I have the video on my phone and I totally forgot to share it today. So, but I'll share it. I'll share it over the next couple of days. Adam, what's up?
Go ahead.
Oh,
no, I was just gonna. Is that your affiliate link for Amazon? Is that?
when
I'm just kidding.
When I grab
I
Amazon
had the
link,
same thought,
automatically
Adam.
it'll give me my affiliate link. So yeah,
Nice.
it's nice.
I I got kicked out of the affiliate program this week.
you
It's like,
did?
oh, I didn't sell enough.
I might get kicked out too. I really don't use it very often, but yeah, it's like it's $19 and it's been worth every penny. And the remote's got a little, I just plug it in like once a month, maybe for like an hour, and it holds its charge. And it's got a little, it's got this little magnetic thing, so you just makes it easy and convenient.
Hey guys,
So-
I gotta jump. I got a fun 12 o'clock I gotta get to. So
All right,
see you guys soon. Take
See ya.
care.
Hey, Jeff, Brandon, if that video, like if I did that, shared 2 or 3 things. Hey, I watched this last night, and put a link to the show in the comments.
Yeah, what I found with the algorithm, and just test a few things and see. The algorithm, it's still kind of stupid because I want it to get smarter. Because when you reshare someone else's post, the algorithm tends to devalue it because it's like you couldn't come up with something important to say, so you just shared someone else. I would think the algorithm would be smart enough now to be able to read what you said and show that you're adding value and then sharing something. What I've tended to do, and I don't even, I used to say link and comments.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even then, the algorithm could read link and comments and know that you just reshared. So I'll just say something like, look for the details below. And I use the downward arrow emoji, and then I'll put the link in there. But what I do find is helpful, and it's a little bit more work, is I will screen capture the show and use the image. And yeah, some people will go to click it and get frustrated that there's not a link, but it actually helps me get a little bit more impression juice out of it. But and other times I just don't care. I'm sharing content not because I'm trying to work the algorithm anyways. I'm just sharing content. But it definitely is a catch-22 because I want to share content for people to find valuable. But if people don't see it because of the algorithm, then it's not sharing valuable content. So
Quick
Great.
question. So I saw in one of the posts for the CTA, I think the lady put CTA hyphen. Do we need to do that, or just do the call to action without adding the CTA?
yeah, I find, Yunki, that when I put blatantly CTA colon and throw an arrow, that it tends to get more people. Like that one I was showing you where a woman who's a second connection of mine and she's a bookkeeper commented. I don't know this for sure. I don't know her, but for her to comment on that seems pretty rare. So maybe she did comment because the CTA was very direct and said, do it.
Yeah. Somebody you don't get what you don't ask for. It's amazing how you give an instruction, and some people will do it if you just give the instruction.
Yep. And I hadn't done CTAs for a while. I think I just forgot. And then it dawned on me, we were talking about sales, and I said, one of the things that I used to build my previous companies was we just always assumed closes because people don't want to think. And a lot of times if they were anywhere near the fence and we just say, okay, well, the next step is this and what we do, and you just kind of assume that they're moving down the path with you, a lot of people just go, okay. Yeah, you made it easy for them. They don't have to think.
Mm-hmm.
So, a CTA is in that same genre for me. Just tell people what they should do and more people will do it.
Thank you.
Super.
Cool. All righty, gentlemen. I hope that was valuable. And let me know. Be active in our chat so that I know what's going on, and you guys can know with each other what's going on. And I'll just keep getting better together.
I like the little challenges you put up sometimes too.